sit down.
Yeah, literally sit down.
Please sit down.
Bro, shut up.
Has anyone ever told you sound like a fucking knobhead?
These grafties were awkward and people were very disrespectful. And I don't get why Ty and Zachariah still continue and Sammy get away to disrespect the ladies, including Mitch, and use derogatory terms like shut up and stuff. I don't get it. And yet when someone like Scott tries to say anything, the whole villa turns against him. And yet these boys are allowed to run rampant in the villa and call the girls' names and say whatever they want without sort of facing any sort of consequences for their actions. But anyway, I digress. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island Season 10, Episode 51. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. I am so confused and I'm so tired of this conversation. If I hear one more time that Scott doesn't like Abi or Abi is saying that, oh, she doesn't know where she and Scott stand, I'll scream. Because what's the point? What's the point? I think Abi was hoping that Scott would be would be all over her and would want to sort of seal the deal and make her his girlfriend, tell her he loves her before the show ends. That's the only reason why she's pushing for this, because there's no other reason why. They've been dating or they've been getting to know each other for a week. I don't understand why she's in such a rush to put a label on their sort of coupling, or why she's such a rush to have, you know, public displays of affection and whatever else, given the fact that she got to know him, then decided she wanted to go back to Mitch. When Mitch moved on, she then came back to him. So why should he keep opening himself up for someone else at someone else's pace? I agree with Scott. He needs to take his own pace. And everybody, she can either put up with it or she can break up with him. That's it. And Ella was right to say, you've told him what you want. If he doesn't do it, then just leave him. Why should she continue to moan and groan to every single person? She moaned to Molly, then she went and she moaned to Zachariah, Ella and Ty, and it's like, it's getting too much. It's becoming a bit too much. It's either this guy likes you or you don't. He doesn't. It's either you believe him or you don't. There's no need for us to keep going over this conversation. Scott has been bashed in this villa enough times. Give this man a break. Whitney then sat with Scott, and Scott was saying, you know, I'm tired of people telling me how I feel about anyone. And that's the truth. They told him how he felt about Catherine. Now they're telling him how he feels about Abi. When will they allow him to just process his own emotions and think for himself without them sort of putting in their 2 pence? I didn't like that. And then you have Mitch sort of talking to Sammy and Zachariah about his roast and them sort of saying he did a good job and whatever. As I said in my previous review, I think the producers set him up for that and they gave him those jokes and whatever. That way no one would be offended. But that's just my opinion. Logan taking Whitney to the terrace and asking her to be exclusive. I don't know how I feel about that. If I'm honest, I don't know how I feel about that. Just because I don't know how genuine it is, and I don't know whether he's doing it because the show is coming to an end or whether he really wants to be exclusive. Whitney was very nervous. I think she's just taking it at face value and she'll see what it is. At least he didn't ask her to be his girlfriend, or at least he didn't say to her, I love you. So hopefully whatever she decides, it doesn't backfire. The islanders that get ready for bed. Obviously, the girls are excited for Whitney, and it's like, okay. I prefer with Maddie, but anyway, that's just me. I don't know how much longer we can talk about Scott and Abby. Oh my God. Anyway, in the morning, the islanders, thank God there's no debriefing. I hate the debriefings at times because it's just the same old, same old. And you have Scott and Abby sitting by the pool and just talking about their connection and the fact that they're going okay. And she says if it was in the real world, she would have sort of broken up with him. And it's like, well, break up with him then. You're not being forced to stay with him. Mitch is on the other side of the villa. He's busy putting some sunscreen on Ella B, and she's really enjoyed it. And then Mitch and Ella B are sitting with Whitney and Logan and sort of asking them, how does it feel to be exclusive and how are you guys going? And it's like, oh God, is this the only thing that these people can talk about? Is there nothing else in the world that they can talk about? Are they not allowed to talk about anything else apart from their relationships? How much longer can this go on? Anyway, they received a text message to say it will be the graftees and everyone is ecstatic. So first award is the flirtiest performance, and it's Ella B Abi and Scott. Scott was like, "Oh my god, what have I done now?" And I loved Ella Bees because Ella Bees was able to vindicate her because she had said what I had said to her about it's a shame it was our last case, and Ella original had crucified her and said you made it more than what I meant it to be. You're just after Ty, but Ty is not interested in you. And so when the clip showed, all the girls realized that actually Scott when the clip showed, all the girls realized that actually Ty was being flirty with Ella B. So Ella B wasn't making anything up. And it was nice to see that she was vindicated. Obviously, with Scott, you could tell that he did try his best to flirt with Abby, even though Abby's complaining that he's not doing anything. And Abby, on her own, her comments of taking what Scott had said back to Mitch was shown, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is bad." And she realized how she'd messed things up for herself with Scott. And I think this is one of the reasons why Scott is moving the way he's moving. I remember saying that these girls are very mellow when it comes to the guys that are disrespectful, and yet they go very hard on someone like Scott, who is very respectful towards them. Because you had the It's Giving plot twist, and Mitch won that, but there was a lot of back and forth. And when Zachariah's clip came, he was very disrespectful and very dismissive of Jess because Jess had made a comment, and it's like, why would you be that disrespectful? And then the most snaky sitch. They showed a clip of Logan, confiding in Whitney about what Mitch had been saying about Abby giving him the egg. And Ty took it upon himself to have a go at Lockham. Why did you share that information with your girl? Why did you do this? And it's like, really, everybody knows that couples talk about people behind their backs. And this is why you do not share your information with someone who's in a couple, especially a married couple, because you are their topic of conversation. When they are relaxed or when they're bored, they're going to dissect your situation and laugh about it and mock it and whatever. So I don't get why Ty decided that this was his time to sort of be disrespectful. So with the WTF moment, do I think Molly deserved it? Yes, because Molly, I felt she over exaggerated her anger in regards Zachariah kissing Katie and Katie kissing Zachariah, and didn't sort of back it up. I thought it was more like a stage performance in the sense that she was trying to make it seem like she was taking a stand, and she wouldn't tolerate any sort of bad behavior from Zachariah. And yet, when she told him she wanted space and he gave her space, she then threw a fit that, why is he giving me space? I don't want space. So for me, that WTF moment didn't make any sense. And the fact that they were questioning Whitney, sort of saying, we didn't understand your comment about Zachariah in the pie situation, I don't get it. It was evident in what Molly did. And so I don't get why everyone is shocked. And I don't know why Mitch was piping up. And then you have the situation with the best head-to-head. I think it's becoming so awkward and so tense. I wouldn't be surprised if Scott breaks up with Abby, just because when they show the clip of Abby and Mitch going back and forth, and then Abby has the nerve to say, "Oh, I spoke up, you didn't say anything," after complaining in the clip that Mitch wouldn't allow her to speak. You could see Scott's head was like, what am I doing here, WTF? And so I am feel some type of way about that, and I think he's going to break up with her. And then Ella, for her to see the clip of Ty flirting with Ella B and acknowledge that Ty gave mixed signals, and then stand up to receive her award and say, she understand, Ella, there was nothing wrong with what Ty said to Ella. She didn't see anything. And it's like, Ella, make it make sense. Make it make sense. If you acknowledge that Ty sort of gave mixed messages, you can't then turn around and say, "Oh, Ty wasn't in the wrong." Make it make sense. And I give it to Ella B for calling her out to say, "But you saw the clip earlier, so you understand where I was coming from." And she went, "Oh no, I don't understand." It's like, please don't play dumb. It doesn't look good on you. The last award is Mad Moves, and for me, I think, obviously they show the clip of Zachariah when he kissed Katie and Katie kissed him. And it's just like, it's a bit too much. I think it what happened after the Mad Moves sort of clips is the reason why Scott has decided to sort of hold back when it comes to Abby, because of the way that people like Mitch keep interfering and the way it seems like Mitch and Abby are not over one another. The fact that Mitch had to make those comments. And I think Scott had had enough. That's why he called him a knobhead. He's had enough. He's had to put up with a lot in the past couple of weeks. So for him, I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back. And this is why he called him a knobhead. And then Mitch has the audacity to sort of tear down Scott's relationship in front of everyone and say, let us all get to our real relationships. And it's like, who is in a real relationship in that villa? Sammy and Jess are forcing it because Jess, I think, just wants Sammy to tag along because she thought that would give her more airtime because he was willing to fight with her and do everything and she didn't want a stable relationship. Whitney and Locken, okay, I don't know. I'm on the fence about that relationship. I don't know. I think they like each other, but I don't know whether they like each other in as enough sort of to maintain a romantic relationship once they leave the villa. I'm not sure. Ella and Mitch. Mitch has got a crush on Ella, and I think Ella's just putting up with Mitch because that's the only way she can stay in the villa. Ty and Ella are, I don't know, they're toxic train. We'll see what happens when they leave the villa, even though they've told each other they love one another. And then Zachariah and Molly. Zachariah is just with Molly because she's the safe option. That's my opinion. Because she will put up with anything and everything he's willing to dish. So that's why she's with him. So I don't know who he says has a real connection or real relationship. I think they're all in the same boat. It's just some are good at faking it more than others. That's my impression. But anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.